what would you say are a few things that someone can do in the first 5 minutes of meeting someone to create an environment of know, like, and trust in those first few minutes?
Okay. None of that.
Okay.
None of that. Here's the problem with that.
It's like a strategy, right?
It's a strategy, a technique. And do you like it when people use techniques on you?
No, absolutely not.
Do you like it when people use tricks on you?
No.
So why would you do that to somebody else? And you want to build a genuine connection with
100%.
them.
Well, how should someone build a genuine connection?
One, you're going to get rid of that. And especially this whole like thing. Because I'm not focused on you. I'm focused on getting you to like me. What's my mission? My goal is to build a relationship with you. So how can I do that? How about I'm respectful? How about I'm professional? How about I'm warm? I'm approachable. I'm welcoming. I have empathy. How about I give you that, and then organically, Louis, you will like me. Instead of me being like, I need Louis to like me, because now I'm going down the crazy train of I need to get him to like me. I need to get him to like me. And that's a massive distraction. And you're trying to manipulate someone to get them to like you. And here's the thing. You can do all the things right, and people may still not like you.
Yeah, something's off there. Yeah.
You have to be okay with that.
Yes.
I'm not for everyone, and that's okay.
And I think it goes back to your earlier point of identity versus instrumental. And if we're going into a relationship thinking of what can I get out of this?
Yes. What can I do to make you like me? Where am I? I'm identity.
Yes.
Me. I just care about me.
Yes.
I care about how I feel, and I need to feel that you like me rather than I just met this man. He seems like he's got his head on right. He's someone I'd like to do business with. How about I shut up, I listen, I build a genuine connection, I ask him about himself, I show him respect, I'm professional, I'm warm, especially in professional settings. Because sometimes too in business, and this happens a lot, when I have companies come to me for consultations or different things, they'll say to me, where do we go wrong? I'm like, because you try to make people your friends. And then, your employees, bosses will try to have their employees as their friends. And then when they try to be the boss again, the employee gets upset, like, I can't believe you said that to me, because you're blurring the lines. When you are overly nice, overly kind, and overly polite, that blows up in your face. That's how you get rolled. Man. I'm not telling you not to be warm, kind, polite to people, but when you make that your focal point because you want everybody to like you, it never works.
Instead of wanting everyone to like you, what should people be thinking?
How about you just build a genuine connection with somebody? How about you show genuine interest in them? How about you show them that you're open to them, that you're non-judgmental? That's another thing. Non-judgmental. Not passing judgment. And today, everybody's quick to tell everybody how messed up they are. We've got this this groupthink mentality. People like to be in groups or feel part of something. It's another identity thing. I'm on this side and you're on that side. How about nobody needs to know what side you're on? And if somebody expresses something that you don't agree with, so what? You can accept a person and not agree with what they say. So going back to earlier on, I told you my 9/11 story, right? After that, I began doing interviews and interrogations on terrorists or terrorist sympathizers or people who believed in that or thought 9/11 was a good thing. When I did those interviews, nobody in that room that I interviewed was the wiser as to whether I had been exposed to 9/11. Why? My goal doing that interview was to get intelligence, to get information. My mission was, what do I need to know about another possible attack? That was my goal. My goal was not to come in and be like, do you know what you did? Do you know what your people did? So I could sit there.
So you're being non-judgmental when you're interrogating,
Because it's not about me. Because I wasn't an identity. I wanted to know the person across from me. I wanted to be curious. And sometimes they would say things that I thought had some kind of like, I get your point. I get why you're saying this. I get why you feel this. I can empathize. Sympathy and empathy, not the same thing. I can hear you, but that made me a better interviewer and a better connector with people. There's this other study they did. Can you tell I like studies? There was a study they did, and I believe it was out of Sweden. And what they did is they took a population of violent offenders who had been convicted. So we have these convicted offenders of violent crimes. And they asked them, how did you feel about the person who interviewed you? One group said, I didn't like the person. They were cold. They were judgmental. I didn't like the way they made me feel. He was a jerk. That was that one group. The other group said, I like the person. They were warm. They weren't judgmental. They listened to me. I liked who they were. Then they looked at who gave confessions. The group that said, I like the person that spoke to me. I felt connected to them. They weren't judgmental. They gave confessions or admissions. And the group that said they didn't like the person gave nothing. 0.
Wow.
So you can sit across from someone and be respectful, be professional, have compassion, have empathy.
And not agree with them. Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Because now you're making it about you. So you have to be very clear, where am I going? Where am I driving to? What path am I going on? And if you're, when you challenge people, everybody who's an identity, or you challenge people at every point that they don't agree with you, you're going to hit obstacle after obstacle. Mm-hmm. And also you're going to make it harder for yourself to get there. And also, quite honestly, like, who cares? I'm very clear about if I want to argue something, I'm like, do I want to put my cognitive and emotional energy into this? No. I'm very aware. You know, we talked about boundaries earlier off camera. My boundaries are more for me than anybody else. And my boundary is, I decide very carefully who I'm going to debate something with. Politics. I hear about politics all the time because I worked in the White House and I've protected almost all of them. And most of what people say is wrong. I never correct them. I'm like, yeah, okay. No kidding. Really.
So you don't say, well, this is my opinion and I don't believe with that.
No, I'm busy. Yeah. I have things going on. I don't have time. I'm not going to put that emotional energy into it.
So if they get really defensive and like, I really believe in this thing, and you're like, in your mind, you're like, okay, man, that doesn't make sense to me, but how do you respond to someone like that?
80-20. That's really interesting. Wow. Okay.
That's it.
Yes.
They're like, what do you think? Do you agree with me?
I really don't. I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland. I never really get involved in that stuff. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. But most people don't want to know what I think. Most people want to tell me what they think. So I let them. Yeah. Because you have to think about also your emotional energy and your cognitive energy. Again, it's another narrative that I'm going to tell you my boundary and I'm going to tell you my boundary. Wow. How about I'm the gatekeeper of my boundary and I decide who I'm going to emotionally invest in.
So how do we set boundaries that actually work then?
I have to put those boundaries in place.
Do we communicate those boundaries, or is it more of like, I'm just going to know my boundaries and react based on that?
Behavior, I control my behavior. I don't sit there and tell everybody, let me tell you my boundaries. One, nobody cares. Right. Like, I'm identity. You need to know how I feel. You need to know how I think. You need to respect me. Like,
thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.